Live. There we go. Awesome. Hi, everybody. Well, very few of us are actually watching right now, so hopefully someone will watch us in the future. You are watching the IBM Developer Twitch stream, and I have a great friend of mine with me. Who are you?
My name is Paul. I'm a developer advocate at VMware, and you might also be watching the VMware Tanzu Twitch stream, as we are actually co-streaming.
Nice. Nice.
We'll see how that works out.
Yeah. Nice. Clever, clever man. Clever man.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. So
could be a horrible idea.
Yeah. Well, you get to watch that channel and the conversation there, and I'll watch the IBM developer one. How about that?
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Cool. So today we are actually going to be working on we're going to be playing around with a project that I am very, very excited about. Yes, I am.
That's great.
So if you don't know, developer advocates, we have this wonderful mission to kind of explain and teach people how to use new technology, right? Well, that usually comes with something called a workshop, where we kind of get fingers on keyboards and kind of teach people how to do stuff. There's a lot of different projects out there that help you get this. One of the most famous ones is something called Katacoda, which has actually been bought by O'Reilly, ?
That sounds right.
Yes. And it turns out it's a solid piece of software. People love it. It's great. But there are some limitations to it for some of the use cases that people like Paul and I are that need. So it turns out I'm going to share my screen here in just a second.
Please do.
There's a project called eduk8s, and it's very clever. eduk8s.
Oh, I get it. Because it's Kubernetes.
Yeah, there you go. So it's called
right.
Yep, exactly. Nerds. This is eduk8s. It is an open source project that has been released under the Apache 2 license. Just to prove to everyone, eduk8s here is the actual GitHub namespace, and I'm putting it in my chat, unlike the other chat that I don't have access to. So if you want to take a look at it. And the main project is right here, is eduk8s. And just to prove to everyone, because everyone cares about these things now, it is Apache 2 license, which allows people like Paul and I to use this to kind of help teach people things. But the most important thing to know about the project, which if you go through the README, which I have many times already, it is very well fleshed out. But the challenge, though, is that there's still quite a few sharp edges to it. So in the open source spirit of things, we are going to attempt to get this installed on the IBM Cloud, just as because it's a generic Kubernetes cluster, and I'm work at IBM. And then we're going to hopefully see that it works. And then any lessons learned, we can push them either upstream, because Paul, where does this come from specifically?
This is a VMware open source project.
Yes. So that hence the reason why IBM and VMware I'm representing, and we are going to work on an open source project from VMware to try to get a itch scratched that we both have. Is that right?
Yes. Sure.
Awesome. So the beauty of it is that the actual installation seems relatively straightforward. It creates something called an operator on your cluster, and then you interface with that operator to spin up workshops, which actually get pulled directly from GitHub, if you so desire, with Markdown files, and then make them come out looking relatively pretty. As I'll show the screenshots here, as you can see, you can have your instructions on the left-hand side, and even give you direct kubectl access, and even VS Code embedded inside of it, including some slides if you so choose, and even a console, which you should never really be using.
Well, hang on, slow down.
Sure.
So the thing with the console is you have a couple of options, and either way, it actually runs as the workshop user, not as the cluster admin.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
It'll only have access to the namespace of the person's workshop. So each person doing the workshop by default gets their own namespace and only has access to do things in that namespace. And therefore the console they get only supports that namespace. And so it's a lot friendlier and safer than old school, get your Tesla cluster hacked.
Yeah, exactly.
Dashboard. And it also comes with two variants on the console. One is the original Kubernetes console, and the other is Octant.
Octant?
Yeah.
Can you describe Octant for a minute? I don't actually know what that is.
Oh, you don't know what Octant is?
I don't.
Well, why don't we install it and have a look at it?
Can we install it first, or should we spend our time with educate and then come back to audit?
It'll take seconds to do it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So if you go to, I guess, I don't know, internet website, octant.dev or whatever it happens to be. Yeah, octant.dev. Go to releases. Oh.
Download Octant?
Download Octant, sure. I think that'll take you back to the GitHub release.
It does.
Oh boy. And there should be just a tarball you can grab for Linux. Yeah, don't get the deb, because then you need to be root to install it.
Oh, just like this one? Oh, it's a Go program?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a second. Okay. wget. I don't think I'll be able to get to it though.
Why not?
Okay.
Just run Octant. Oh, you won't be able to get to it. You're right. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can run it on my local machine real quick. Hang on.
Yeah, yeah. As long as you got your kube creds loaded on your client, you should be fine.
Thinking. Workshop. No. We'll come back to that. I got to set that up. So that's set up.
Yeah, that's all right. We might be able to show it with a workshop running anyway.
Perfect. It's even better. So just real quick, it is just kind of, it's another dashboard to give you some other information. Is that TLDR?
TLDR, it's a client-side dashboard, so it inherits your credentials, whoever runs it.
Nice.
It's headed up by Brian Lyles, who is an excellent human being.
He is. Okay, and there's an image of it. Okay, cool. So just prove to me one more time, CZ, you can type into this console.
Oh, here we go. Hello.
Yay.
Hello, JJ.
Yay, perfect. Okay, get odds. We have nothing there. Okay, get all. We literally have nothing running on this cluster. Okay, get nodes. We have 3 nodes sitting by, relatively large. Not huge, but useful.
Cool.
I attempted to spin this up on our normal one that we can kind of throw all our Kubernetes stuff at, and I have a feeling I broke something in the process of doing it.
Classic JJ.
It's true. So true. So I figured we should spin up a clean one and just kind of start from the ground up. Seem reasonable?
Yeah, does seem reasonable.
All right. So, like all good all good engineers, you have your docs open as you are as you are doing stuff, correct?
Oh, totally.
All the time. Okay. So, according to this, the first thing we got to do is install the operator,
That's right.
which is
You
pulling directly
also
from.
need, I guess you'll get to it in a bit, but you also need an Ingress controller, and that Ingress controller has to support some WebSocket stuff. So we'll see what happens as we go through.
Okay. So I can just taking my other notes here. Grab that one. That's eduk8s. So we do have, speaking of Ingress controllers, just to make sure this is clear, we do have an Ingress subdomain and a secret already given to us. But are you saying that we should probably spin up another Ingress so we don't have to mess with that one?
No, I'm saying that we'll see how functional it is when we get it started. We may need to grab Nginx or Contour, depending on the functionality we get.
Okay. Just like with everything on the internet, I'm going to the equivalent of curl bash into this cluster.
Hey, what's that K?
What's that K?
What's the K? Explain the K to me, JJ.
Oh, I always assumed that was an F.
So you are just YOLOing
curl bashing
shit onto your Kubernetes cluster.
I really am.
Yeah.
Apply dash F.
So when you do -K while you're looking for the docs, it uses customize. And so if you have customize set up, it will then allow you to use the various customize like overrides and stuff.
Oh, yep, you're right. Right there. Did not know that. So customize. Talk to me about what customize is with us.
Customize is a way to fairly simply provide like overlay type systems, so you can modify or add to manifests. It's kind of an alternative to templating. As we go through the workshops, I don't think there's much in this guy, but when we get to the workshops, I think we can have a look at the Git repo of the workshop, and I can kind of explain how it's working.
All right. So YOLO, right?
Yep. More like no-yo.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So we got a namespace. We added some CRDs in there and a cluster role binding and created a deployment of operator. So to say this, kubectl or k get all dash na gates. And it looks like we're doing container creating now, which is fine. Is that more reasonable? Is that a better framing?
Yeah, this looks good.
Okay, looks like everything's up.
It does.
All right. We don't care about pinning to specific version because we are just YOLOing it. Okay, so we now just need to specify an ingress domain.
Yep.
So from what I saw earlier, if I grab this guy, this is the free ingress domain I got with IBM Cloud.
Yeah,
should we use this one?
Use that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
we'll go
it
ahead
assumes that there's wildcard DNS on that, which there is. And so it will create all of its websites with that ingress as kind of the base.
Okay. That seems reasonable.
Cool. Good job.
Yay.
Now, if you do a get all again, you'll see the deployment has flipped and there's a new pod running. Or there will be a new pod running.
Oh, there will be. It's
Yeah.
still coming up. There we go.
Yeah.
Replica set, dead,
Yep.
and brought back up.
Right. And that's simply because we changed an environment variable, which the deployment controller sees as the equivalent of doing an upgrade. So it performs that rolling upgrade using the replica set scale down, scale up trick.
Wonderful. Okay. We don't need to worry about this because we're not doing this on Minikube or anything, but this is a way to pin noip.io if you're doing something locally. So now we need to secure enforcing SSL or HTTPS. Can we use that Ingress secret that we already have here?
Well, we don't need to secure it.
Okay. Okay. Sure. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just assumed.
Just for the sake of simplicity, we can just skip doing TLS.
Okay.
We can always come back and add it later.
All right. So this is the Ingress class you were talking about a moment ago, right? Where we have to tell it what Ingress to use. Is that right?
We don't have to tell it what Ingress to use specifically. It'll use whatever Ingress you have. It's just that it does require some WebSocket usage, and the different Ingress controllers have different levels of support for things like WebSocket.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't surprise me if like the SSH terminals in the web browser don't work because they rely heavily on the WebSockets.
Okay.
But we can come back and attempt to fix it if we see an issue.
Okay. Don't have to worry about that. So, okay. So that's all of the installation. It's telling the Ingress domain and installing an operator, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to load the default workshop definitions. Obviously, if you were doing this for yourself, you'd probably create some workshop definitions for yourself and to do the stuff, but we're just going to take the ones from off the shelf. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to YOLO this guy in. It's -F again, if you see there. Fundamentals. All right, that's been created. And it says workshop training created, workshop training created. Perfect.
Yeah.
So now we should be able to check the CRD of workshops to see that this is actually there. Now, this is a difference. This says it has the image here. I do not have an image here.
Yeah, that's right. So different workshops, your workshops can work in two ways. Either you've already built the entire workshop into its own image, or you're using the base workshop image, and then you're using a workshop Git repo, in which case all the markdown and everything required is in Git and will be overlaid on top of the image when it boots up.
Say that one more time.
All right, do a get workshop -o YAML. Oh boy,
my eyes are bleeding.
I think you want to get rid of status, filter out status. Anyway, maybe that's not so great. All right, so when you specify a workshop, you specify either pre-built workshop image, which has everything already built into the image.
Okay.
Or you specify a Git URL. And if you specify the Git URL, it will use the base workshop, and then it will load your markdown and stuff on top of that, customize it to become your workshop.
Okay.
Now, if you have a big workshop, there are some like startup penalties, obviously, because it's got to Git clone it on startup versus on image pull.
Yeah, this for me, when I was reading this docs originally and running through it, this was already something like, this is confusing because it says that it should have both there. or at least the output is.
Yeah.
But you're telling me it should be one or the other.
Yeah. So if we, let me see if I can click some buttons.
All right.
I'm failing at computers.
They're so useless. Right. Computers are useless.
So
don't even bother.
Think. So you did that. Let's output to JSON and then do JQ dot
session. No. Data.
Spec.
Spec.
I assume it's dot spec.
No.
No. Why is the metadata so nuts?
It is spec, but I think it was, go back all the way up. It was something spec. Oh my God. Oh, it's the image. Nice. Items. Item spec.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. That's so one of the things I'm not a huge fan about what they do is they let you do like a base 64 encoded image for like an icon or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so that ends up cluttering up your metadata and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's quite painful.
Yeah. You can see this. I mean, I can't believe they did a J276 alpha 9 right there in that file. It seems ridiculous.
So here you can see, this is what we're looking for here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that it's got URL here instead of image.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have a URL or image there.
Got it.
And that's what that was. And so you can see here, you're also saying, do you want to enable the console? Do you want to enable the editor? Do you want to enable the terminal? And do you want to have like just a single terminal, or do you want to split it? And then budget will determine the size of the quota limits set to each person's namespace. Got
it. And as you see there, they might line up exactly with what the example is right here.
Yeah.
Here it says. And this smells a lot like what Katacoda is. Smells a lot like it. All right. Okay. So now we need to create a portal, which is the actual input, like the actual, like, this is how to get to the thing.
Exactly.
All right. And it looks like you can hard code some interesting things in there, including a hard capacity. Reserved? Yep. What does that mean?
I think reserved is how many it spins up by default instead of on demand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're already warm.
Warm. That's a better word for it. That's right.
Yeah.
Expires almost mean like a timer at the top to be like GTFO when it's out. And then orphaned?
it'll actually after an hour it'll actually kill the session. And then orphaned is if it's inactive for 5 minutes, it will kill the session, something along those lines.
Okay, cool. All right. So it's curl bash again.
Yep.
There we go. And we got something called this, and that looks exactly the same. So we can go ahead and go against the CRD again and output the names. And we have 3. There is 4 here. We are missing this one. Workshop. Oh, so session.
It's probably still setting up the session.
Okay.
It does take a hot minute. So maybe try one more time. Yep. Do a kubectl get namespace. Yeah, so let me see. It looks like it hasn't set up a session yet. All right, we'll just give it a moment. Just do a kubectl get workshop sessions and see what you get.
Do we need to be in the educate namespace?
Maybe.
Nope.
No, you might actually need to be in. I can't remember what namespace. Can you do a get educates training again and just do a -- all namespaces?
Educates. Where'd it go?
Just hit up a couple of
This
times.
one? That one?
Yeah.
All namespaces. Spaces.
All right. I'm going to guess that we might have some kind of failure here. So why don't you do a let me see.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. All right. Let me find my screen. Okay, get all. Let's just do a kget_s again. Kget all. -n.
Ooh, things are happening.
Yeah, so this is the main entry point into the workshop. And so there should be an ingress here. So why don't you go ahead and see if you can get to that host.
Immediately kicked me over to HTTPS.
Interesting.
Ah, there we go. If I do take away HTTPS, that works. Should I try to register?
Yeah, go ahead. It doesn't matter too much what you use as the password because it only lasts as long as the session.
Okay.
You can literally put in just garbage if you want.
Yeah, it looks like it.
As long as it matches on both.
Okay. Nope.
All right. So I guess now we get to explore. Okay, get. What was the. So we're still not getting a workshop session, which we should have at least gotten one. So let's do ns educates. Okay, get all. Okay, logs -f educates operator.
Make this big.
Yeah.
All right, that's not right. Why is that going all the jitsy? That's
I
the wrong.
think. No, I think it's gone too far in history. I must have hit something bad. I can't even get it to give me a cursor back.
Wow, you made it real angry.
Yeah. All I did was Control B and then the right bracket, which is supposed to give you the. Can you get out of it?
No, jeez. Oh, there we go.
Well, that's just the new window. Well, we blew that window up. What directory are we in? Educates?
Educates, yep.
but I can just go to my logs again. Oh, dude, something weird is going on with your tmux.
Yeah.
As soon as you try and get to history, it like just flips out.
Mm,
Do you want to kill this session or create a new session?
sure. You should be able to attach again.
All right, tmux A. Eduk8s.
I thought we had to move the secret around, so I exported the secret.
No worries.
It's trying to be proactive.
I'm like deathly afraid of. Just waiting for you.
Wouldn't it be better to stern -F or whatever and just have it follow and then we try to force it again?
Well, I didn't want it to do something. All right, what was the last command you ran?
It was, hang on. It was me injecting
Training portal.
the training portal, yes. Oh, that's exciting.
That. Right. Was the other one training portal session?
No, it's just called workshop sessions according to docs.
That's it.
Do you want to curl down the workshop? I mean, it's the same thing we saw earlier, isn't it?
We assume so.
Yeah. I wish there was a way we could see what this 500 was. You know?
Well, we can. So k get ns, and then k ns this guy, k get pods. So this is the portal, so we should be able to look at its logs.
Try to finish.
Open database file.
So I can't see a database.
Oh, JJ. You know what this is.
What's this?
You know this problem.
No.
Oh, yes, you do. This is the classic.
No. IBM, classic IBM problem.
So let me see. Edit. Okay, get all. Okay, edit deployment. Educates portal. Oh. Maybe this isn't the classic IBM problem.
I'm not seeing the PPC.
Well, here's your
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
right. So look for data. So manning that to app root data. But I'm not seeing it telling it to run as another user.
Yeah.
So let's, exec ti educates bash.
Nothing seems too out of ordinary.
Okay. So I don't know what the default user is. But it does not seem to be root.
Hmm.
And then
So we got a permissions problem, like we saw in the logs, right?
It's showing data owned as nobody. But look at the group on that.
That is weird.
Yeah, okay, so the default user is 1001. So all the apps are running as 1001. So let's try this. Is it run as user? Is that right?
I think that's right. Oh, hey. We didn't see that earlier.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bunch of warnings about running it as root, though.
Oh, we want to run as default, right? So 1001.
Well, then it won't work because of the volume.
Yeah, that's right.
So we hacked it to run at 0 to work with the volume.
So we can do the migrations, but then
right.
Oh, that's not delightful at all.
No, this is our classic. So I think it's just rolling a error. I don't think it's ever going to work. Hit that URL one more time just to confirm.
Yeah, it doesn't even come up now.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I thought.
So what do we need to create, like an init container to change the permissions
Yeah.
for us?
That's exactly what we need to do. So we want to kill this guy. Oops. What's the set paste?
Yeah, space-based.
Init containers. Name. Fix done PVC.
I can argue with that one.
Do you have this somewhere? Because we've done this a couple of times. I feel like this is something you should have as a
snippet.
Easy to find thing.
Yeah. We did it in the Helm chart. We pushed that one up for, what was it?
I think there's a doc on a IBM Cloud website that tells us. Go back one. Persistent storage, yeah. Just do a word search for init container.
This it?
That's the one.
Actually, we want to do it from here. Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
God, it's so dumb that we have to do this.
If only you knew people at IBM.
I know, right? Okay, so
data.
there's an ops.
Data.
Was the slash data?
Oh, it doesn't matter because it's going to mount it in different places.
Yeah. 1001 and 0.
I'll just do 1001 for both. Oh. Alpine, data/mount. Do you want to grab a copy and paste of that init container section and stick it somewhere? All right. So let's see if this is going to work. Nope. Failed valid. Unknown field init containers. It helps if I spell init containers right.
Yep. Hang on. Let me grab this one more time.
Well, oh, sure.
There we go. Thank you.
No, thank you. Actually, I bet you we should have done a -r. Was there a -r in it? Yeah, I should have had a. capital R.
Yeah.
Running educates.
I really need to sit down and
Ooh.
make this better.
Oh, it's run. Yes, it's done it.
Yay!
So now if you go back to your web thing with the instructions and go back to the thing where it said to run the get.
Wait, sorry. The get?
Yeah, it told you to get, and there was only 3 things, and there should have been 4 things. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Huzzah!
All right. So now if you go back to the Ingress where you'd load it up and refresh. Row.
That didn't like that at all. Oh, maybe it changed.
No? It shouldn't have.
No, it shouldn't have. I should. Get workshop sessions. Get. Okay. No, look, the username and password's gone.
Yeah, well, that's because you weren't looking at a session earlier.
Mm.
See, that's for the actual session. You want the workshop portal. No, you don't want to. You don't want to go there.
A training portal, right?
Just do a get Ingress, and you'll see. There you go. Now, hopefully, the username you created will still work.
God damn it, really? Whatever. Can't be commonly used password. Jesus Christ. One pass. Stop trying to be helpful.
Do like nope 1 2 3 4 exclamation mark.
Jesus Christ. Nope.
Right.
That looks good.
We are moving along.
Hey, nice.
Well, would you look at that?
So, walk me through this, sir.
Let's explore our stuff up the top. So hit console.
Yeah, console.
And we'll see what we get. All right, so this looks like the standard Kubernetes console.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see, if you see that drop down at the top. Yep.
This one?
Yep. Yeah. So that's namespaces, and you'd see it had already locked you into the namespace you were in. So if you pick like kube system.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So we know of them, but we can't actually see anything. That's nice.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice.
So session 1 is you, I think. But there's probably nothing there for you to see. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. So now click on editor. Let's see if that works.
That looks like VS Code.
Dang. I understand. So flip back to terminal and let's hit start workshop and see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like it's running.
Yeah. Now, here's see how where it tells you kubectl version, there's a little running man.
Mm-hmm.
Click on the little running man.
Hey, nice. Nice. Oh, so cool. Nice. So, question.
Yeah.
Now that we've created this, right, and we have an start over. Now that we have a learning workshop on a Kubernetes cluster,
Mm-hmm.
could I, in theory, put like IBM Cloud CLI on here and then connect to another cluster and do like more work on a bigger cluster?
You could, but why would you?
For instance, like Istio, right? Like if I wanted to teach an Istio course,
Well,
I wouldn't want
to Istio on the workshop cluster.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Whoopsie.
Yeah. You just do it as like you wouldn't give each person their own Istio. You'd do it as the
cluster Istio.
Cluster.
Yeah.
So actually, let's have a look at that because there's probably different ways you could do it. If you open up my Git repo, so github.com/paulzar. So we're doing a workshop on Monday at DevOps, the Austin DevOps meetup.
Yeah.
Just click on repositories, and this will be the workshop we're doing. So if you just search for workshop under the find repository, please don't. There's like hundreds of dumb repos. You don't want to see them. Container.training. That's
That
not
isn't
it, but no, go back. What's the name of my workshop? Eduk8s.
camp.
WTF. Well, that's just where the slides are. Wow.
Yeah.
Kubernetes? Training?
Is it private?
No. What is lab container training? I think that's it. Yeah, this is it.
Is it?
Right. So we were talking about customize earlier. So if you click on the customization.yaml, so when you do a -k and point over to URL, you get to this and see that it has a list of resources.
Mm-hmm.
You could also set a list of overrides and other stuff in here. So now I'll go back and go to the workshop. Yeah. Oh, hang on, sorry, resources. And then I guess workshop. So you can see I've got quite a lot of custom stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
See under objects, I have a bunch of custom stuff. So this is how you can add some more specific custom stuff to like individual workshops. So I think I have to add some extra RBAC, and I have to edit and put in custom resource limits and stuff, because through the workshop, a person might have like 10 pods running, and the default.
This has the ability to run Docker and Docker.
Yeah, it does, but obviously you need to have privilege mode enabled, and it's pretty insecure because So I go for false on that one. But you can see there's quite a lot of options knobs, you can do here.
Yeah. Knobs and dials on this thing.
Yep.
And that all is covered under...
It's all in the docs for this, yeah.
In the docs, yeah.
Yeah, and then if you go back to my Git repo, drop back a directory or two, back to like the root directory. And then under workshop, workshop.yaml. So here is basically the order in which the markdown pages are rendered.
Okay.
Right? And so it thinks of the markdown pages as modules. And then, so if you click back and you go to modules, .yaml, yeah. You can see here I'm basically the first thing is the path to the file.
The file, yeah.
Or files, and then like a friendly name. So if you drop back again and go to content.
Ping pong.
Ping pong, sure.
Get.
Yeah.
Nice.
And just hit raw. Just hit raw, so you're seeing the raw markdown, not the GitHub attempt to render it. Right.
Missing
and see the with the backticks execute. Oh, weird. Is it really missing a tick? Huh.
Yep.
There we go. With execute, that tells it to execute it, and you can do execute-2, which will tell it to do it into the second terminal.
Oh wait, so hang on. So the running man here is execute, and execute-2 is down here.
Yeah, it would still look like the running man, I think, but it just means if I want to have you run like a watch command, I can have it automatically run in that second one.
Nice.
And I think if you do it with triple backtip copy, it'll just put it in your paste.
Nice.
And let you paste it, copy, what do we call clipboard.
Yeah,
so that's some stuff about that. And then if you go back to the root again, I feel like there's something else I wanted to show you. Yeah, go back to workshop. Yeah, you can look at the Dockerfile. It's not super interesting.
It looks like it's pulling the base environment and just throws all the files into it. So this would be if you wanted to do the image instead of the markdown. Okay.
Yep.
So in theory, you could have everything built inside the image. Would that be faster because it just has to clone it out?
Yes. Yeah, it would be
but it's a faster start because you got to pull it down.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
What was the last thing I wanted to show you? Under workshop, setup.d. So basically anything you have in setup.d, it will run as part of starting up the workshop.
So it's like a post provisioning pre-workshop things.
Exactly. So if I have stuff I need installed that I don't have baked into the image, or I don't want to bake into the image, I can do that here.
So could I do like kind in here if I wanted to, in theory? Like have kind so it spins up its own Kubernetes cluster on my Kubernetes cluster on my workshop?
In theory, yes.
Because that was a big pull of Katacoda, is that it pulls in kind for you if you want it.
Right. But like, why would you want that?
Yo, dog. I like Kubernetes.
But the thing with Katacoda is it's not running in Kubernetes, right?
It's not?
Well, you think it's doing kind in you think it's doing, what would that be? Kindic?
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
I mean, it could be. If you have Docker enabled and you ran kind in here, it would probably work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be fun to play with, if anything. So, but this opens up this opens up some really interesting opportunities, and it's really neat. Like it really genuinely is, and it's amazing that this is open source, and you like it's we got it working. Like that's
right.
Bonkers, right? Bonkers. So awesome, man. This ignore file, I'm assuming, is only for the container when you build it.
Yeah. So I'm sure, like part of the eduk8s setup scripts probably will just ignore those things.
Okay.
I think, yeah. So examples that like they'll end up in my workshop as well. And so there's some spots in the workshop where I'm like, I want you to run some stuff.
Hello.
And oh,
what's up, Paul?
You have a friend. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is this okay? Is it okay if I just roll up on this Twitch stream right now?
I guess so.
Yeah.
What are we working on?
Well, first of all, Paul, just to kind of bring it into context, is I helped Nibs with his stream yesterday. So he said, "Hey, I'm going to stop by yours tomorrow." So I was like, "Yeah, why not? Let's check it out." So what we've been playing with, and we just got it working, is this guy.
Hey, I've seen something like this before.
Yeah, this is the eduk8s from VMware, which is a whole Kubernetes workshop ecosystem that you can just drop and start running. Has console, has VS Code, has Markdown, has pretty much everything.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's something, Nibs, I think you'll really like. It is an operator that is written in Python.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So, and we unfortunately discovered IBM Cloud rediscovered. One of the problems we had was permissions error issues with our PVCs and how we actually do the permissions on the PVC to connect it, and we couldn't get the database started. So we had to install or build an init container, or not build an init, but just run an init container to get the permissions correct. And as soon as that happened, everything popped up, which was great.
Oh, like a little chmod init containner?
Yeah. It's that classic IBM Cloud problem where your block storage doesn't honor the FS group security context.
Sure.
And so the web user runs as 1001 and then tries to write files to a volume that it doesn't have permission to.
Is there an annotation you're supposed to put on it to make it do that? Is that the deal?
No, the official IBM fix is to run an init container.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the official Kubernetes fix?
To honor the FS group. So in your security context of your pod, you can set FS group to a group, and that will then tell the block storage to set the file system group for that to be whatever. But IBM block storage, unfortunately, and it's not the only provider that doesn't support it.
No, yeah, I mean, there's a long list of things to work on.
Yeah.
That's a cool. Do you have the Kube docs open? I'd love to see them for the FS group stuff.
Do I still? Give me a second.
This is Paul and Spencer tell JJ what to click on.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Story of my life right there. No, I don't have it available.
No worries.
Oh no, here it is. Here it is.
Awesome.
This one?
So that's how they're saying to do it.
Yeah, it's literally this one. Throw this in. That's the fix, which that's not delightful. that's
well, I mean, it's probably that or that, but you have less control, right? It's it's not like somebody wasn't going to launch. The platform can launch a Docker container to do that for you if you'd like.
Yeah, I think the big problem we have is because most kube providers support the FS group.
Yeah,
most people that are writing manifests to share just assume that it works.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think this is probably the 4th or 5th time JJ and I have hit this, where we've gone to run like a Helm chart or something else, and gone, why is it not working? Oh yeah.
No. Nice. So it works. So yeah. What is that? So what's next?
Well, we went through the demo, or the example one that CZ put together, which is this container one, which we're actually going to be doing for DevOps Days Austin on Monday? Question mark?
Monday. Yeah.
Monday. I'm helping TAing it.
Was DevOps Days Austin not in May?
So
no,
sorry,
DevOps
Austin.
Oh, right.
Just the monthly meetup.
Yeah. So he kind of walked through this one, and we wanted to make sure that everything kind of came up how we expected it to, and it did. So we're feeling really good. Like, what would be the next thing? Yeah, CZ. Like seriously, like this. Obviously, this opens up a whole world to play with now.
Right.
What would you suggest to be the next thing to play with?
Like right now?
Anything. I don't know, man. Do you want to see if we can get SSL working?
Sure. I mean, it should be straightforward because it asked about the certificate, right?
Yes.
Like just do a word search for TLS.
It was right here.
Blindly.
Yep. So you create this.
Okay, so you already created the secret, right?
Yeah, it's already on the thing. Yeah, right there.
Have you applied it?
You changed the namespace, right?
Yep. eduk8s. And maybe change the name to be something less ridiculous.
What do you mean? Like this?
Yeah. Just like eduk8s-TLS. And then just to be sensible, get rid of the creation timestamp, the resource version, the self-link, and the UID. Where's the rest of it? Wait, where's the rest of it?
It's right here.
Oh, it's got, God damn it. Yeah, okay, that's fine then. All right, save that, apply it. Kubectl.
But I need to be in the right namespace. Right?
You don't need to because you set the namespace in the secret.
Oh, haha, yeah, right.
This guy.
I mean, that's a cool little TLS or the namespace switcher. What's that?
It's a it's called Kubernetes. And then I also have
does context on your kube files.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I also have FCF enabled with it too. SCF enabled with it, so I get that nice little history. This history right here. That's FCF. So yeah, trying to make life easier. Okay, so then we can just go over here, right?
Yeah. And you just change it to be eduk8s-TLS.
Like so?
Yeah. All right. So that'll re-kick the deployment, and that should then hopefully the operator is smart enough to rerun the ingresses. So do okay get pods.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Did you
All right, so it's running.
did you do some loop-de-doop with the certificate that's already put in the cluster? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. My goal is to be able to, write up all this stuff so that we can hand this out to everybody, right? And then be like, these are the steps you do. Congratulations. You now have workshop stuff.
Now, do I get ingress -- all namespaces? Yeah, so that was what I was afraid of. It looks like you need to run that before you create the workshop.
So we need to delete the workshops?
Yep. But then you're going to have to fight with it with the init container again.
What's the problem? Is the ingress already set up or something?
Yeah, the operator has already set up the ingress, and I guess the operator isn't set to see that you've changed that and go back and update.
Yeah. Well, that's annoying.
It is.
But that's okay. We can pretend it worked.
Yeah.
It's an exercise for the viewer. No big deal.
And we saw that the what is it? Well, the one thing we were worried about was the terminal not working, right? Because of the WebSockets, as you were saying. Mm-hmm. So, being that the terminal works fine.
So that's just a JavaScript WebSocket terminal into an actual kube container?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so basically every user of the workshop gets a namespace, and they get a service account that only has access to that namespace, and that service account is tied to the deployment that runs the terminal and editor and stuff.
Nice.
In the console. So show him the console and the editor.
Oh, okay. It's that console. I was like, I'm looking at the console.
It even has slides with Reveal.js inside of it.
Wow. This is pretty tight.
Like they legit thought about this thing all the way through.
This is great too, because it's like you could give so many talks with this set of slides.
Yep, it's true.
Batteries included. Yes. Yeah, this is all just generic. I'm ready. It's exactly what I need. I think this is just actually my slide deck for the next year. It's like the talk will change, the topics will change, but the slides, they're done. Why? Question in the terminal, because this comes up all the time whenever we play with these things. Can I run a Docker build in there?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So you can enable Docker for the workshop.
Yeah.
But this workshop doesn't have Docker enabled.
Yeah, you take a security risk when you do that, right?
Exactly. It uses Docker and Docker and all that stuff.
I've always.
So the current advice is sort of only do it for short running workshops, and that way.
There be dragons.
Yeah.
If someone really wants to fuck the workshop that you're currently giving, then, well, great, you ruined it for everyone. Good job.
Mm-hmm. Where is this?
We are working on some long-running living workshops that will be attached to our dev portal. And so obviously those we wouldn't want to have enabled.
I think it was either the Docker in Docker or the kind Kubernetes in Docker maintainer like kind of caught wind that it was not just a dev tool anymore and was used for this kind of thing and sent out quite the, hey, stop that. I'm not going to say it doesn't have a security vulnerability. It is a security vulnerability.
Right.
Stop being dumb. Don't put mayonnaise on your hot dogs. Just give up. So, but what this makes me wonder, JJ, is because we have all these things that aren't Docker build anymore. Like we've got Podman, and we've got Builda, and we've got whatever IBM CR build does. And it's like that stuff, maybe?
Well, the beauty of one of the things that he just showed me, where the hell did it go? Is under the scripts directory? No, not the scripts directory. What was it? The after the post, setup.d. So you can run arbitrary installation things, right, into the container after the workshop starts up. So if you wanted to extend into like Builda or something like that, in theory, you could spin up the dependencies which you need.
You could curl Builda in there and then alias it to Docker, and maybe it would work.
It'd be worth an experiment at least.
So, I mean, why don't you just install Builda in the workshop?
Yeah.
Like the shell you got up.
You and your logic. Hang on. Gotta give myself
I'm hanging.
Trying not to die over here. Come on now. All right. So.
Wait, is it Builda? Wait, hold on. So which one's?
I thought
Builda
it's just a binary, isn't it? That was just a binary. Builda's just a binary.
I just typed in Builda versus Podman, and I got
Podman is the one that acts like Docker, and Builda is the one that does builds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is so you don't have the Docker or the Podman agent, so you can't actually run it.
Right.
You can just create the thing.
I don't think Podman has an agent.
Really?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. So does
runtime.
Podman support builds?
I think Podman you can drop in and it'll do all the Docker things. Let's have JJ run it. Let's test.
All right, JJ, bring up Podman.
What is it? What is this container? Is it a DNF install Podman?
Really? You're not root, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you just
get the binary?
Oh.
Why you gotta be so difficult, JJ?
How
do you work with this guy every day?
Well, I don't know if he told you, we don't work quite as closely anymore.
Oh.
To be honest.
So that's how you do it. You fire him.
It's more like I got demoted, but here, I got you, JJ. Can I put something in the chat, or can you? I think if you W get that, we will have a Podman.
No shit. I had no idea.
I mean,
no way. All right.
Yeah. So basically, what happened, Paul, is I'm not a manager anymore. So nobody asks me for things, and the question is, does my coding brain still work after multiple years of, meetings and WebEx and PowerPoints?
Fuck.
What about curl potato?
Yeah, isn't it -o? You never remember.
Curl greater than file name.
Really?
Yeah.
I was flying potato into the file name, but yeah. If you have to install gunzip, I'm gonna laugh pretty hard. At least you have curl.
What?
Yeah, I don't know that. Run file on out.tar.gz. I'm not sure. We'll find out if Paul is right about that. Yeah.
HTML document.
Oh, I know why. Because you need to.
Didn't do the
you
links.
Need to follow.
Yeah, -L, capital L, fuck myself.
No, just cap L will get it done. Maybe.
Oh, there we go. That seems better.
18 megs seems closer.
There we go.
Yeah, you did a Chimoto.
Oh, okay, so this thing does need a daemon. What? I thought it was like daemonless.
They lie.
Maybe the root.
Maybe it just doesn't need root.
Does it need root to run your daemon that needs to write to var podman? You add some Red Hat people to this call.
Yeah, we could probably make it happen.
Well, maybe we'll just mess it up real good, and then because you stream with Red Hat on Fridays, right, JJ?
Yeah, actually, it's going to be a Podman and Docker stream.
Perfect. So we're primed with complaints. I mean, feature requests. I mean, open source.
All right, hey JJ, why don't you just type in like run Podman without root and see what comes up in the Google.
Right. Run Podman without root. There we go.
Oh, Chris is in the chat. What's up, Chris? Chris will fix it for us.
Oh yeah. Here, hang on. I'm gonna invite him real quick. Give me a second.
Well, he does. It's more fun if he has to fix it through the chat.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Make him fix it through chat.
That's what they do on TGIKS. It's glorious. Get the maintainer in the chat being like, no, that's not. No. It was never supposed to do that. Oh.
Podman. Wait, what?
Well, maybe we need hold on. What about a builda? What about a builda binary? Let's
builda's right here. This is just a wget. Well, no, it's actually a package.
I got you. Don't even worry, homie.
If we had Fedora Silverblue, it would be installed by default.
What is Silverblue? What even is that?
It's the best of colors.
True.
They only are releasing source code. I don't see a binary on their GitHub. Is this even in Go?
Builda? It's gotta be, right?
It is. You have a full Go build tool pipeline in that little workshop Docker image, right?
Absolutely.
Can do install it on an Arch Linux really easily.
This is so Red Hat not providing binaries and only providing packages.
I mean, we could download, you know what's in those RPMs? Is a binary.
And we're gonna download and unzip an RPM.
I mean, DNF-Y copper enable Red Hat container bot / container SE Linux. Jesus. We're not gonna do that. All right, maybe our good friends over at OpenSUSE have a thing for us.
Oh my God.
It's literally the worst day of my life.
I mean, if this is the worst day. Wait, that's just so strange. It's a Red Hat project, and for the Debian, they're like, go to OpenSUSE. That must be for the OpenSUSE build service. I don't think it is. How strange.
Well, we're almost done time. 24 minutes left in our workshop.
Oh, no.
I bet you that it will take more than 24 minutes to get either Podman or Builda running.
Yeah, it's true. But I did want to kind of point this out just for people watching at home. If you noticed, this is what I was kind of trying to talk about earlier, is if you notice, this is the actual container that's being built. And if you look at, where was the example one? Is it this one? It is truly like you get directly into that container of the build. So all the directories and everything right here. So
yep.
If we created a version that was specifically for IBM or whatever, we'd have a container that would have what we would expect But that goes back to the original conversation of, do you build the image and prime the image on the cluster to clone out the different workspaces you want? Or do you have everything up on GitHub that you can edit things in real time and not have to build it? And it really is a dealer's choice in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably better off building the images, because then you're sort of owning your availability, right?
Okay.
Especially if you maybe wanted to run this in a like enterprise that had firewalls and stuff.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Although good luck running Kubernetes in that environment anyway, but that's another question.
Oh yeah, that is. Yeah.
So I think if you were to install something like Podman or whatever, you would probably do it through the Dockerfile. Like if you want to wget, you'd have to do that through the Dockerfile, right?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want to try and install wget without root in an installation script.
Yeah, that seems kind of, yeah.
And then amusingly, because the base environment is already set to use user 1001, you'd actually need to set the user back to root, do a bunch of stuff, and then set the user back to 1001.
Yeah, that is a little weird. Is this base environment, is this something we can grab and see what's actually put inside of it?
Yeah, it should all be under eduk8s.
Somewhere in here?
Yeah. It is. Show up. Yeah, it's a little bit like it's not obvious where some stuff is.
Okay.
I found while I was learning it, but you can see, like, click on the JDK one. So if you go to the Docker file there.
Ah, got it.
Right, so you're getting eduk8s.
Yep.
But you can see they do a lot of like froms, and then they copy things in and out.
Yeah.
So
do you have a
super difficult to follow exactly like how an image is being built?
All right, I gotta build a binary. JG, show me that terminal again.
Oh, sweet. This even has an example of building the image too. Sorry,
no, it's probably more useful than this. Show me. Oh, sorry. Do you have the AR utility?
R.
Do you have unxz?
I do.
Okay, then let me give you
Oh Jesus, we're gonna get deep here. We're gonna get real deep.
It's okay. No, it's not. It's just one layer. You know, it's no big deal. So wget that sucker, or wget, cz wget, and then I think we'll be in business. Okay, now you can AR space X out.deb.
Okay.
So that means it's not a pirate anymore. Wait, what did I do?
-X?
I just did this. It worked for me. What kind of run file on out.deb? Yeah.
ASCII text.
We have failed somewhere to.
So where you did your curl, add a lowercase s and an uppercase s.
It's 404.
Well, that sounds like me.
Do we need these colons in here?
It works for me. Maybe you just need quotes. That's probably what you need. And that tilde.
Oh, there's a stupid fucking tilde, yeah. God damn. What was the S, lowercase and uppercase s?
Yeah, that'll do.
Oh.
That's how you enable security. The SSL is right there. Right. You learned it here first.
That's my go-to.
Nope.
Like get through all the redirects and all that nonsense.
And it's still 404.
Single quotes.
Nope.
If you just go to that, paste that link into your browser, what happens? See, that's a real file.
Whoa.
Oh, look, it's going to that Provo mirror. It's probably been that. No?
We have cap L.
Yeah.
I need to get you a wget binary too.
Yeah, no, I'll have wget. That'd be too easy.
Have you got Python?
I do.
Do pip install. You won't be able to because you're not root. Never mind.
Do you have virtual env? Well, it would be virtual env, not VM.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I mean, we can we can do slightly better than this. That's so strange that curl doesn't work.
I mean,
it's trying to pull it over HTTP2.
Maybe they fight your user agent. They don't want you curling it.
would they do that?
What's that?
Would they do that?
I mean, why not?
Maybe they firewalled off the IBM Cloud. Too much spam mail.
Did you know your bill for IBM Cloud is coming in 6 weeks for this month? By the way, it's coming in 4 weeks for this month. I know. I get it. Thank you for telling me.
So when I ran this exact curl with the single quotes and the SSL, it worked. Do you think it's maybe the HTTP2 is like something Ingress WebSockets Kubernetes, and if we forge HTTP1 or something?
I don't know, man. I feel like we're a little bit in the weeds here.
This is why you don't invent. This is why you don't invite Spencer to things.
Wow. Thanks.
I mean, it was going swimmingly until you showed up, and then
it was, yeah.
Up.
Are we doing HTTPS?
Yeah.
Maybe take that off. Nope. What's in the ASCII document?
Yeah, I was just about to look that again. Is not available on the server. There's no forwarding address.
All right.
I bet you there. Oh no, you said curl worked for you, huh?
Hit up arrow. Let me see it again.
And it worked for me when I clicked on it for my local machine.
And
all right, create a virtual env.
Yes, let's do it.
And then we're going to pip install HDPy.
So it's Python. I don't actually know how to do this.
Virtual env space VM.
Space. Fucking amateur hour.
The other way to say that is he escaped our pain, Paul.
I did this all in Ruby, man. This is what I did. Is it like activate? Isn't that the command? Or no?
Source VM / bin / activate.
That's right. There you go.
All right, now pip install. HTTP IE.
Oh my God, it's gonna work.
And now rerun that curl but with HTTP instead.
Like that? Do I need to output it to a? Do I need to output it to the Debian package, or can I just do it? Is it just a wget?
Just hit it and see what happens.
What?
We found
document has moved here.
So we need a cap L.
Do we need to? Yeah, I assume they do cap L to keep similar. Nope. Max redirects F dash follow. Oh yeah. And
oh my. Well, is that gonna
do a file at .deb?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
We're so close. All right. So now it's AR space X space that thing.
Where's your pod racer GIF?
Yeah, right.
it's working.
Excellent.
All right,
that was really great that you sent me that, Paul. By the way, I use that all the time on the stream. I spent Monday's stream messing with crun, which is another Red Hat thing. It's a C implementation of run C. Yeah. But there's something really interesting in their blog post, which is that I guess all kernel developers basically stopped working on C groups v1 and all new features go into C groups v2. But everything from Docker to Kubernetes and all the giant software and humans behind that are like, well, our stuff works and we don't need to move to the new thing for. And so that was like what motivated, in some sense, writing run C or crun, because now you have a thing that actually can use the new stuff and is still, what's that called? OCI compatible?
Yeah.
Except it's a bunch of new APIs. So it's like, here's some proposed extensions. Sorry, JJ. LS?
No worries.
So
JJ can't even spell LS.
I'm gonna put that on WebSocket log. That wasn't JJ's fault. Not that anybody cares about Debian packaging, but there's a control.tar.gz and a data.tar.xz. So let's unxz the data.tar.
Okay.
Yeah. And that'll leave us a data.tar that we can just expand.
So it's xvf data.
Yeah. Okay, and then there should be a user bin builder. And Lord willing.
Damn.
Now let's create a Dockerfile. So vim capital D Dockerfile. Oh,
no, hold on.
Well, then we have VS Code.
Editor.
Yeah, we got an editor.
Wait, what kind of? There's no Vim in there, Paul.
Okay, so
new file,
Docker. God damn it! Why is it? I want it in the main directory. What the fuck is going on
you've
here?
got to go right down to the bottom and just pick on a thing there.
God, stupid Docker.
You are.
All right, so
from Alpine.
Wait, do you need that quotes? That colon?
Yeah, what's with a colon?
It's not an email.
Well played.
Quick,
well played.
Tell them that to port 25.
Elo.
Copy.
Dot.
/ workstation. Workshop.
Just yeet your whole directory in. No problem.
And then just save that and run Podman.
How do I save?
Control S. Good job.
Should I submit as a pull request to their installation instructions this method to build this GitHub?
Yes, you
should. They have an installation from GitHub that requires a lot more dependencies than what we just did.
No, that would be awesome.
I'll keep the HTTP pie dependency though.
Now, what are you doing, JJ? Terminal.
Going to terminal, yeah.
All right.
So build a Docker. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never used Builder before.
Maybe build a help.
Is it like build
using Dockerfile?
Oh, nice.
They're just like, you must walk in shame to use this tool.
Shame.
-- I am a very bad man. Okay, yeah, no, this was coming. Oh shit. Why would we need that?
JSON.
Just touch make a 2 brackets config JSON in there.
You'll probably need to make the directory first.
Yeah.
Touch really needs a -p. Bug report to 1978.
Well, you just need to write a utility called ptouch.
Yes. I'm sure that immediately ptouch and touch p will come on the scene, further confusing our developer base.
Permission denied.
Oh God.
Our storage overlays won't, like, we just don't have these things because we're in a container, right? These things don't exist.
I thought the whole point of all these tooling was for it to work. There's probably other libraries and stuff you need other than just the binary.
Just grabbing the file out of a D package that we pulled from some random OpenSUSE website. I don't know. It seems like it worked.
Oh, it's not gonna. I know what you should do. You should create a chroot jail in your home directory.
Good God.
And that way, all the user becomes relative to you.
No.
Well, are you sure that it's not? Well, just make dir-p one of those things.
Oh yeah. Why not?
Like the first one.
Let's do it.
Well, I would copy and paste it.
Oh my God, JJ, please.
Like that?
Without the colon. There we go. You got this.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it is the same thing, isn't it? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's trying to mount that into the container.
Or is it trying to do the first one, or those are the same?
They are the same.
Yeah, they are the same.
It's probably literally trying to do like a bind mount, and it's not allowed to.
Yeah.
I bet in that control.data, it's like, well, this file needs to be installed with certain Unix capabilities, like ping.
All right. I think we hit our limit here.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. 5 minutes.
The workshop itself is like, please stop this.
Oh, it's great. It's so good.
What realistic problem? The underscore problem there is like, there's a lot of these environments. They're all pretty slick. The one thing that they generally don't have is a good situation for building Docker images as part of your, like, modify 2 lines of the Python code, build the app, push it.
Oh, let me show you something that.
Wait, this also supports OpenShift though, so we could use the OpenShift registry and build on OpenShift.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're sort of going down the, okay, we're going to be doing OpenShift workshops instead of Red Hat workshops, which is fine for y'all in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, VMware can give OpenShift workshops too. We won't mind.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. We're all friends, right?
You do have to buy the licenses, though.
You should look at. Well,
no freebies.
Well, I mean, even JJ has to buy the licenses on his expense Amex.
The good news is I don't have to read those anymore.
Oh, I don't know if that'll work. I might have to follow it and paste you the.
This is a Zero Sketch.
Nesty box. The fuck is this?
So this is totally Docker, like a rootless Docker thing that was thrown at me. I haven't actually really dug into it yet. But their claim is it's like a separate container runtime that you plug into Docker, and then you can use Docker without it actually needing root access.
Nice.
See, run Docker inside a container easily and without unsecure privileged containers.
Oh, wow. Not too shabby, sir.
Yeah, and they have some instructions on how to make it work. So I think you would need to...
Why is there an ARX command in here?
Well, first you need to create a virtual end.
Yeah.
Got to install a better version of curl.
It's pretty solid, though. If it's doing what it's claiming it's doing, it's pretty solid stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can run it inside of a container or it needs to be done. It probably needs to be done like on the base machine and plugged into Docker on the base machine first.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to do this on Kubernetes, you'd need to actually do it on your worker nodes.
Yeah.
Which is probably a non-starter for a lot of things.
Yeah, Docker must be installed natively, not with a snap package.
I mean, you know.
Do people use snap packages?
We were talking about Python earlier. I think in one of the streams we were doing something and I needed Ruby. And I was like, oh, I need a Ruby that wasn't the standard Ubuntu Ruby. And I was like, oh, I didn't want to RVM again because, it's 2020. So I did a snap install of Ruby of some form and that worked okay.
Oh, there you go. Can you snap install Nokogiri?
Oh, did we ever build that website that just pings a number and it just calculates the carbon footprint of compiling native extensions for Nokogiri? Just one package.
That's good stuff. All right, gentlemen.
I get jokes.
Gentlemen,
are we done?
I think we're done. I'm very happy with where we ended up.
Me too. We installed some dumb stuff that was resistant to installing. Did you show Paul our quiz?
No.
Oh, we have a
not
quiz?
actually.
You got to show them.
Show me your quiz.
Well, we haven't taken a break or anything.
Quizzes.
So, yeah. So let me kick it over real quick. I have a button for it. There we go. We are there now. If you look at the stream preview, you'll see it. And if you do Q bang in the chat, it'll actually ask you.
I need to go to your stream.
Well, you should have. Yeah, you should have opened. Oh no.
Oh no.
Why isn't it? Oh, it's bang Q, not Q bang. My bad. You got me.
I gotcha.
Hey, why don't you share your screen, JJ? So.
Oh.
Well, then you can't earn points, Paul. Think about it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I just meant so that. I don't know. I don't know what I meant.
And also, if also the stream. Oh, well, I guess because I can share with us. Yeah.
I have an ad. Please wait.
Yeah. So that's what it looks like.
Oh.
Right. So.
This
has questions as a leaderboard.
I think there's some JavaScript in there. think is the answer.
80.
Is it like a scene set up with a website?
Yeah, and yeah, so
Nice.
So the bot asks questions. This is my SQL database. It's all running in Kubernetes with Istio even.
Yeah. So, and it's all the questions are done with a CSV file. Or no, it's not even CSV.
It's colon separated.
It's colon separated, yeah.
But so funny too, because GitHub is like, wait a minute. The first sentence of this is comma separated. So I have some tips for you. You can reconfigure your entire file to be comma separated. Like, dude. Sweet. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me crash your party, guys. I'm gonna scoot. Thanks to the stream for letting me come on, and I'll see you all next time.
Yeah, I think we're good across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you, sir. I guess I'm gonna say goodbye to you. Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna go ahead to not quite yet. Hang on.
How about now? How about now?